Paws up, my cats and kittens. You are listening to Doggy Time on dentonradio.com. I am your host, Bone Doggie. And before we get started tonight, I wanted to say a few words. Last Sunday night, a good friend of all of us and a Denton blues legend, Brother Pops Carter, went home. Pops was 92 years old, and well, that's what they say anyway. Pops and I always had a gentle argument about how old he actually was. He'd tell me, and then I'd look at him and say, okay, now how old are you really? But anyway, for the last couple years, I think he was living down in, I believe, Houston with his family down there. But we are grieving for our loss, my cats and kittens, but I think it is most important that we celebrate the life, and that is the life of a dear and good friend, a great musician, and just somebody that was a joy to hang around. Those of us that knew Pops, that had the privilege of knowing Pops, we talk amongst each other, and it always brings a smile to our face. Everybody's got a Pops story. Your humble narrator's got several, and really just, like I say, it is very hard to heave one's heart into their mouth and express really how you feel about the passing of a dear friend, except to say that this was a life worth celebrating. This was a friendship that I personally held very dear, and I will miss Brother Pops Carter, but I will always, my cats and kittens, have the fond memories of the time that I got to spend with him, the time that I got to jam with him, and doing what we all love to do best, which is playing music together. So, Brother Pops, Godspeed to you. This is so long, and farewell, but not goodbye forever. We will catch you on the flip side.
Hey guys, this is Greg Beach, and you're listening to Doggy Time on dentonradio.com.
Hey guys, this is Austin Struckmeyer, and you're listening to Bone Doggy Time. Now I'm gonna every time, just he's got his. I'm gonna do mine again.
Do it again. One more time, double. There we go. And a one and a two and a...
Hey guys, this is Greg Beach
and Austin Struckmeyer,
and you're listening to Doggy Time on dentonradio.com.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
I knew that you could.
I've taken the liberty of anticipating your condition, and I brought you orange juice, coffee, and aspirins. Or do you need to throw up?
Gentle Johnny Ramensky, famous for his fantastic escapes from Scotland's toughest prisons. A wartime hero, yet he returned to his life of crime. What made him do it?
It's Doggy Time! We've been playing that song for nigh on 12 years
12
now.
years now, yeah.
So one of these days we're going to get it down.
Oh, yeah.
I think so, maybe so. All right.
I personally have never heard This Will Destroy You, but I would go see that band just because of the name.
I know what you mean. It kind of piques your interest.
What if it does destroy you?
Then you won't have to worry about paying your bar tab. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Paws up, my cats and kittens. You are listening to Doggy Time on dentonradio.com. I am your host and humble narrator, Bone Doggie, here to remind you that the strawberry grows underneath the nettle, and wholesome berries thrive and ripen best neighbored by fruit of baser quality. And so know in your heart of hearts, my cats and kittens, your host and humble narrator has obscured his contemplation under the veil of wildness, which, no doubt, grows like the summer grass, fastest by night, unseen, yet increasing in its faculty. So, having said all that, I think it's time that we go ahead and start the show. And this weekend, my cats and kittens, in Denton, it is going to be a very busy weekend indeed, because it is time for the 32nd annual Denton Arts and Jazz Festival up there at Quakertown Park, which is 321 East McKinney, corner of McKinney and Bell here in Denton. The festival will be going on from April 27th, which is Friday, all the way through April 29th, which is Sunday. Do your math, you'll get it right. Friday night, the festival will begin at 5 p.m. and go till 11 p.m. Saturday, the 28th, the festival will begin officially at 10 a.m. and cruise on till 11 p.m. that night. And then, of course, Sunday morning, the festival will reinstate itself at 11 p.m. and go all the way till its culmination at 9 p.m. Now, there are a couple of national acts, of course, that are going to be there. Lee Ritenour is going to play there 9 o'clock on Friday night up there at the jazz stage. And then Saturday night, we'll have Lost Lonely Boys. They're going to play at 9 o'clock. And that's just some of the national stuff that's going to go on. There's a lot of national acts that usually play Denton Arts and Jazz Fest. But we're going to concern ourselves with the Denton folks that are going to be gracing the stage. Just a few highlights that we're going to have, my cats and kittens. Some of our friends. Friday, April the 27th, on the Courtyard stage at 3:30 p.m., Les Not So Hot Club, which is a regular up at Banter. They show up every second Tuesday up there. It's Thad Bonduras and Marstella and Leon Peak and group. That's Andy Cooper's bunch. They're going to be up there tearing up the stage. And then at the Rovin River stage at 5:30 p.m., our good friends Baloney Moon. Now, if you have not seen Baloney Moon, that's Cindy Maloney and Link Shalon and company, and that is one heck of a band, my cats and kittens. Lots of good toe tapping there going on. And then, of course, at the Celebration stage, 5:30 p.m., we got the lovely and talented Polly Maynard. And at 6:15 p.m., Mr. Joe and Friends is going to be up there. Mr. Joe Pinson and Friends. We play a lot of Mr. Joe on this radio show, and it's always a blast. And then the next day, Saturday, April 28th, on the jazz stage at 1 p.m., the Drew Phelps Group. Drew Phelps is a good friend. He's an excellent bass player. That's always a lot of fun. So if you get a chance, go out and check out Drew and his bunch. That's always good. Now, on the Celebration stage, a couple little highlights. At 3:30 p.m., Bird Meets Winter. And this is a group that was formerly known as Leatherwood, my cats and kittens. And they have been a favorite of Bone Doggie for a very long time. And they've kind of reformed a little bit, turned into a trio, and calling themselves Birds Meets Winter now. So you got to check that out. And then, of course, on the Celebration stage at 9:30 p.m. on Saturday night, Bone Doggie and the Hickory Street Hellraisers will be tearing up that stage. We're looking forward to that. We got some new material we're going to throw at you and just have our regular old barn-burning good time there. Now, on Sunday, April 29th at 1:45, and this is over on the Celebration stage as well, Miss Polly Maynard and her Tiny Big Band, which is actually a conglomeration of several different musicians. That's always in for a good time. And then Cats and Kittens at 5:30 p.m., our good friends Ro and Aaron. Immigrant Punk is going to be on the stage. And then 6:30 p.m., The Future Eyes, which is Kelby Shrunk. He's a regular up at Banter. His bunch is going to play. And then, of course, to finish out the entire proceedings, my cats and kittens, Sunday night, 7 o'clock p.m. on the jazz stage, Brave Combo will be doing their traditional closeout of the annual Denton Arts and Jazz Festival. So you can't miss that. Go out there and do the hokey pokey. Now, these are just some of the few highlights. There's a massive amount of stuff that goes on if you have not been able to ever witness the Arts and Jazz Festival. There's food and lots of booths. A lot of vendors are going to be out there, and lots of things for the kids to do. It's just something you can do all weekend long. I plan personally on drinking massive amounts of beer and eating gyros. So that's how I'm going to be spending my weekend, aside from watching all my buddies play and getting up there, of course, with the Hickory Street Hellraisers on Saturday night and tearing it up. But for more information and for more probably accurate information, my cats and kittens, go to DentonJazzFest.com. Check that out. The festival is free to get in. Good luck finding some parking, because there's parking that goes on for miles. So get there early. But come on out, check out some local Denton music, and just have yourselves a good time.
Doggy time.
Doggy time.
Doggy time.
Doggy time.
Doggy time.
It's doggy time. Paws up, my cats and kittens. This is your host and humble narrator, Bone Doggie, here to remind you that every Tuesday night at 8 p.m., Doggy Time sets fire to the airwaves on DentonRadio.com by bringing you news and information, innuendo, murder, mayhem, and the best of Denton music, not to mention the humor, love, and insight straight from the lights of Backwater Opera, Soul Tax, Ashley Gatta, and of course the occasional Hickory Street Hellraiser, just to name a few. Now we know that as we suffer the day-to-day slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, my cats and kittens, you can't always bank on being in front of one of these digital contraptions every Tuesday night. Well, old Bone Doggie is here to caress your earbones with a bit of joyous news. You can hear Doggy Time anytime simply by going to DentonRadio.com and clicking the button on our player that is sporting the visage of yours truly. Or if you want the direct route, visit our blog at DentonRadioblog.com and click the Doggy Time button there. And as an extra bonus, my cats and kittens, you will also have the past episodes of Doggy Time at your fingertip. Paradise is but a mouse click away. So feel free, my cats and kittens, to sit back, relax, and at your leisure, listen to Doggy Time anytime on DentonRadio.com. Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
I can dig it.
I can dig it.
I can dig it.
We can dig it.
I knew that you could.
And now, friends, another edition of Bam Bam Cares.
If you give a mouse a cookie, he'll ask you for a glass of milk. If you give a drag queen some tequila, he'll live on your couch for 6 months and eventually disappear in the middle of the night with your cat and your ramen noodles. Do not give mice cookies. Bam Bam Cares.
Tune in next week, friends, for another edition of Bam Bam Cares.
All right, my cats and kittens. Now, this is the time of the show where we usually introduce our special guest. But the other day, as your humble narrator was sitting here in the studio that we lovingly call Lubianka, putting the show prep together, and it dawned on us that this is our 15th episode of Doggy Time. That means we've been doing this mess for nigh on 15 weeks. And that kind of gives you a grasp of mortality, if nothing else. And I kind of looked back and looked at the past episodes that we did and thought it would be interesting, wise, prudent, moral, and just, maybe, even, to bring up some of the stuff that we had done before. Our listenership has been growing weekly, my cats and kittens. But there are a lot of people that have missed some of the earlier episodes, and we have had some great episodes. Of course, we started out this whole thing with the Duchess, Abby Messerly from the Hickory Street Hellraisers. She was on the first episode of Doggy Time, and since then we have had the likes of Soul Tax, Mike Kickdrum Hart, Matthew Grigsby, Bam Bam from the Hickory Street Hellraisers. We've also had Karina Michaela, Ashley Gatta, Bertie Knoll, Richard Gilbert, Bob Ralph from Banter come in and sit in with us one day, and we've had some fun here. We've done some things, and so basically what we wanted to do tonight was feature a little bit of the highlights of some of the things that we've done in the past episodes. Or, if you will, my cats and kittens, we will profess our sins in public. So that's one of the things we're going to do tonight. Now, during these interviews that we've had with our peers and gentlefolk around town, words of wisdom have wafted over the airwaves from our friends and peers. Something like this.
Hi there.
Well, hi there, back to you. Don't jump the gun. Wait for it. Okay, here we go.
I would like you to know, Doggie, that I do not, nor have I ever, waddled anywhere.
He is pawpaw.
Eclectic.
He's a pawpaw.
He's an eclectic pawpaw.
I got to tell you, that takes me back. I've been running around this town for a long time. I was there before the Tomato was a parking lot.
Wowie zingo, Bone Doggie. I'm just filled with girlish anticipation.
That's funny, Karina. I myself am also filled with girlish anticipation.
Like a few hours later, I had the EP. We recorded it all in one afternoon.
Who'd you record it with?
It recorded with Metamorphosis.
Where's that at?
It's at my house now.
Well, I'm glad you come out tonight and decided to do this with us. We appreciate it.
Well, all my shows were in reruns, and I couldn't think of anything else to do, so.
We've known each other for a
considerable long time.
Long time. And
we've grown gray in the service, as a matter of fact.
Yes, I keep pulling
them.
have. I keep pulling them out, the gray hairs. They keep catching up to me, though.
I like mine. Women love them.
Yeah.
It's good to be doggy number 37.
Yeah. So
well, I met Brian at an ugly sweater Christmas party.
Awesome. And an ugly sweater Christmas party.
By the sight of his sweater, I knew this guy was rock and roll.
Parlez-vous français?
Oh, oui, je parle beaucoup de français.
So, cats and kittens, we're going to ask the question that we are all dying to ask. Are French fries really French?
There's fries.
Oh, okay.
Over there.
Okay. Well, that killed that myth, so if you had any money hanging on that, you're in trouble now.
I wouldn't know, because I haven't heard it yet.
Well, let's belt one out.
I'm talking, so
you are.
Let's see.
Look at your little squiggly things. They're bigger than they were.
Mic check.
Mic check, yeah. See, your squiggly things are actually bigger than Kim Knoll's squiggly things.
Oh,
and not everybody can say that.
But
let me get this straight. You go to Sri Lanka to take pictures of underwear.
Do you expect an answer from that? Or?
You don't know this, cat and kittens, but every doggy time you have heard that we've ever recorded, there's been a Dalmatian sitting under the table here, and he likes to sit between me and our guests and growl at them.
Yes.
Exactly.
And remember, cats and kittens, deception is male, devils is female. Kind of fitting that. I like that.
And I'm Movato, the voice
Movato.
of deception.
Yeah, I've heard that out loud from a lot of people, actually. It's a general consensus, Rios. Bam Bam, I feel like we have exhausted the fuel supply for this particular journey and happily found ourselves stranded in front of a sorority house next to a liquor store.
Good old I felt a thigh.
There you go.
Good.
And you did all right.
Oh, come on.
Not too bad.
Come on.
Not too bad. I don't know. We'll edit it together and see how you fare. How about that?
Sounds good. Mm-hmm.
So you see, because you're going to leave. It's one of those synchronicity things, right? Where, you swat a butterfly in Tibet and the Loch Ness Monster comes out and eats somebody's Toyota.
Wiggity what?
Synchronicity, when something happens here, it affects something over here.
Okay.
Right. Now, we're going to do this. We're going to have a lovely time. We're going to say goodbye. You're going to float off into the sunset, and I'm going to be sitting here with a computer and an editing tool.
Yeah, I don't like you having that much power. I know, that's a little frightening.
It is frightening. However,
because the Loch Ness Monster might eat a Toyota.
I have a Toyota. Oh no, now there's karma. Now we brought karma into this, so that's not going to work for me. Say goodnight out there to everybody in Doggy Land.
Good night, Doggy Land.
Good night, Doggy Land.
Recurring
My cats and kittens, I love me some Backwater Opera. And that, of course, was Backwater Opera with their tune 35 BC. Now, my cats and kittens, as we've gone on and the show has evolved, if you could call it that, some may say devolved, and we have the special guests come in every week. The poor sots that say, oh yeah, it'd be great to be on a radio show, have no idea that they are going to have to participate in a little skit. Now, you would think that musicians have no problems going the extra mile and being an extrovert, and so far we've been very fortunate. Everybody's went into it with a great spirit, and so what we want to do right now, this is one of my favorite parts of the show, and so we're just going to play you some of the little skits that we do to introduce the live music or gig schedule segment of the show every week. So without further ado, we are going to float off into radio land here with some of these little tidbits.
Oh, Dr. Bob, tell me the truth. What are my chances?
I'm sorry, Miriam. The tests don't look good. I'm afraid it's fatal.
Oh, Dr. Bob, how long do I have?
2 weeks, maybe 3. It's hard to tell.
Oh, Dr. Bob, what am I going to do?
Well, there's one small bit of good news, Miriam. You will be around long enough to catch some of the local acts that are playing in town this coming weekend.
Oh, Dr. Bob, do you mean there's still hope?
No, you're pretty much done, but I thought maybe we could go out and, knock back a couple brewskis, catch some tunes, hang out.
Oh, Dr. Bob, you've given me hope. I shall dedicate what little time I have left to supporting local Denton music. You have given me a purpose. How can I ever repay you?
Well, you could sign these insurance forms.
And we need to remind you that this information was not solicited. We got it off the internet, so if it's not exactly correct,
it's not our fault.
Help! Help! I've been trapped in the nuclear bomb by the evil Dr. Keelox!
Never fear, my dear. Superman is here.
Oh, Superman, you've come to save me. Oh, thank you. Oh, who are you?
I'm Batman.
Well, well, if it isn't the Cape Crud Satyr. What are you doing here, Bat Rat?
Oh, I thought she might like to be rescued by someone who wasn't dressed in blue long johns.
Ha! That's pretty rich coming from a guy dressed like a heavy metal Tootsie Roll. Look, I got this, so ain't you supposed to be somewhere?
Well, actually, yeah. I was headed down to Denton to hear some live music.
Kidding me?
You know, sounds like a pretty good idea. Do you mind if I tag along?
Oh, yeah, sure. Hey, I got the car.
I love the car! Hey, tell you what, first round's on me if you let me drive.
Hey, you two idiots! Someone wanna come help me here?
Get Spider-Man to do it.
Yeah, he's only got 3 movies, but I bet he's not busy.
Yeah, come on, let's go.
Wait! Come back! You get back here! You jerks!
Will the defendant please rise? Thomas J. Riddle, Jr., you are hereby charged with the malicious and willful murders of His Lordship George P. Tirebiter, Lady Winifred Tirebiter, young Master Buckley Tirebiter, Cock Robin.
Your Honor, can I get a sidebar?
Roger Rabbit.
Approach the bench.
Eddie Valiant's brother.
Your Honor, if we could, I'd really like to wrap this thing up and get out of here.
You're in a hurry, counsel?
Yes. You see, there's a ton of live music going on in Denton this weekend, and I really don't want to miss any of it.
Go ahead, tell me more.
Rock, jazz, folk, indie, it's being played all over the place. You should come check it out.
Oh, I don't think I can pass that up. I'll tell you what, you do your thing, I'll take care of the rest.
Fedora Tonks, Peter Pettigrew, Albus Percival Wulfric Brian Dumbledore, some bird named Hedwig, Disco, and the offensive front four of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on or about the evening of September 3rd, 1977.
How does the defendant plead?
Defendant pleads guilty, Your Honor, and he's really, really sorry. Promises never to do it again, cross his heart, and hope to die.
Sounds good to me. Time served. Court's adjourned. We're out of here. Alright, I need to hit an ATM on the way.
Houston, this is Excalibur. We have a problem.
Excalibur, this is Houston. Say again.
Houston, we have a problem.
Stand by, Excalibur. We're looking at it. Negative, Excalibur. All our systems are green and go. What do you have at your end?
Copy, Houston. It's not a technical. We're bored.
Excalibur, say again.
We're bored, Houston. There's nothing to do up here.
Excalibur, Houston, you are on the moon.
Yeah, copy that, Houston. This place is a desolate hole. It's boring. And Charlie's starting to make little men out of duct tape.
Copy, Excalibur. I mean, come on, Bob. Work with us here. What about walking on the moon? Most people would find that pretty exciting.
We done that. And that's boring, too. Look, Houston, if we take off now, we can be in Denton to watch some live music by this weekend.
Negative, Excalibur. We are not scheduled for return for 26 hours. This is costing a lot of money, and you'll get everybody in trouble.
Houston, this is Excalibur. We are preparing for launch. Fire up that aircraft carrier, boys. We're coming home to Denton to party. Yeehaw!
Excalibur, this is Houston. Abort launch. Repeat, abort launch. Excalibur, this is Houston. Abort launch. Repeat, abort launch. Bob? Bob? Jerk. Come in, 005.
004, sir.
004? What happened to 005?
Well, I'm afraid he's 00 dead, sir.
00 dead? Are you 00 sure, 004?
That's a 00 doornail, sir. 00 done in 00 Dubai, I believe.
00 damn. This is a 00 disaster. 005 was supposed to go on a secret 00 mission.
Would that be the 00 mission to seek out and infiltrate the live music scene in 00 Denton, sir?
00-04, that's supposed to be a 00 secret.
With respect, sir, live music in 00 Denton is no 00 secret, sir. Everyone knows about it.
Are you sure, 004?
Oh, 00 definitely, sir. Sir, if I might make a 00 suggestion, I'd like to do my 00 duty and volunteer for this 00 mission in place of 005.
That's bloody 00 sporting of you, 004. You realize, of course, this is a 00 dangerous detail. Are you up for this sort of thing? This 00 business could get bloody.
00 positive, sir. I'm 00 ready to go.
Very well, 004. You will be 00 dispatched to 00 Denton to seek out live music scene in place of 005.
00 right-ho, sir.
Oh, and be sure to stop off and see 009. Pick up some of those 00 gadgets you chaps are so fond of.
This is great. I am so lost, and this map is just not helping. Excuse me, Mr. Goth Guy. Could you help me out
Good
here?
evening.
Yeah. Hi. Listen, could you help me out with this map here? I can't seem to make...
Welcome to Transylvania.
Thank you. Listen, I'm like really lost. I mean, I'm so embarrassed, but I was just...
I am Dracula.
Ashley. Hi, listen, I really need to get back to Denton, and I can't seem
Listen to the children of the night.
What?
I make such beautiful music.
Music. Right. See, I have to get back to Denton to catch some of the live music scene there. Man, I mean, they have jazz and rock and indie.
Look into my eyes.
Excuse me?
I want to suck your blood.
Okay, that is just creepy. Thanks anyway, buddy.
Where are you going?
I'll ask this guy over here.
Please come back.
Hey, big fella, can you...
Woman.
Oh, great.
Woman friend.
Yeah, beautiful. Note to self, next time, don't forget the GPS.
Where you go?
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of The Inventor's Corner, where we bring you a glimpse into the exciting world of new technology. I'm your host, Ralph Roberts, and our special guest today, Mr. Hiram Dinkfelder. Now, Mr. Dinkfelder, what exciting new inventions do you have for us today?
Well, how do you do, Mr. Roberts? First, I would like to thank you very much for having me on your show, and I think it would be interesting to remind your listening audience that we have never worked together before.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Dinkfelder. Now, if we could just have a look at your new invention.
Well, Mr. Roberts, my exciting new invention is a handy-dandy little household item that I like to call the automatic bread crispier. As you can see here, it is quite compact and self-contained.
Wait just a minute. This is your invention?
Oh, yes, indeed, Mr. Roberts. Now, all you have to do is to plug this into the wall and insert any slice of standard household bread into this slot here on top, and then press down this little lever here on the side.
Mr. Dinkfelder.
Yes.
Mr. Dinkfelder.
Yes.
That's a toaster.
No, Mr. Roberts, it is a bread crispier. Although, you know, that name is rather catchy. I might use that. I like that.
Mr. Dinkfelder, it's a toaster. A common household toaster. It's still got the brand name on it, for God's sakes.
Oh, no, Mr. Roberts. That is actually a plaque with my two sons' names, Blake and Decker. Unfortunately, the E fell off.
Right. Well, let's move on here, shall we? What else have you got?
Well, Mr. Roberts, my next invention is a bit more ethereal, if I may use the term.
Yeah, I'll bet.
My next invention is what I like to call live Denton music.
Live Denton music?
Yes, this is a system of entertainments that I've arranged in the town of Denton, where patrons can visit a place of purveyance and listen and watch live music, performed by a virtual myriad of talented individuals I have employed.
You're just a huge fraud, aren't you?
Not only that, but listening to live Denton music gets your shirts shades wider and actually improves your gas mileage. So
you call yourself an inventor, and then you waltz in here with a Black & Decker toaster, and then claim to have invented live Denton music?
I can assure you, Mr. Roberts, that these inventions are legitimate. I have a certificate from the University of Waterloo in Australia. I took a correspondence course there.
Look, just get your junk and get out of here, all right?
What about the bus fare you promised me?
You're getting nothing except a bill for the last 15 minutes of my life you wasted. Just get out.
But I didn't get to tell the audience about my latest invention. It's called Space.
Where am I?
You're in the house of Elrond. It's 10 o'clock in the morning on October 24th, if you want to know.
Gandalf.
Yes, I'm here, and you're lucky to be here, too. A few more hours and you would have been beyond our aid.
Mr. Frodo, bless you! You're alive!
Sam!
Sam has hardly left your side.
We were that worried about him, weren't we, Mr. Gandalf?
What happened, Gandalf? Why didn't you meet us?
Oh, I'm sorry, Frodo. I was, delayed.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Do you have any idea what we just went through out there? You leave us stranded out in the boonies on foot, where we end up getting chased around by a 9-pack of homicidal bedsheets. Then we end up at some dive called the Dancing Donkey or something like that.
Man, that place smelt bad.
Which we don't even bother to show up at, but their bedsheets did. Next thing we know, we're stuck even further out in the boonies with some homeless guy called Ericorn or something like that.
And he smelled so bad.
And then the bedsheets showed up again.
God, those guys smelled really, really bad.
Jeez, dude, who are those guys?
No, wait just a minute.
One of them stuck me with a sword.
Oh, don't be such a weenie. Besides, it wasn't exactly a picnic for me either. While you two were out having the time of your lives, I was busy having my family jewels tossed around Orthanc Tower like a salad.
Well, too bad, old man. We're done. We're packing our stuff and we're out of here.
We're blowing this popsicle stand.
What?
You heard us. We're making like a tree and buggering off to Denton. We're gonna knock back a couple of pints and listen to some live music.
You can't leave. What about the ring? The council? We have to decide what
We don't have it anymore.
What do you mean you don't have it anymore?
We sold it to some really ugly skinny guy with no teeth and a bad lisp for a baggie of long bottom leaf.
You did?
He was the king of smell bad.
Oh my God, I can't believe you furry rodents gave the ring away. I've got to tell Elron. I can't believe this. Elron, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
So you still got it?
The ring? Oh, it's right here.
I know a guy in Denton that plays in a band called Voldemort. I'll bet if we give him the ring, he'll let us backstage.
Ooh, sounds like a plan. Hey, can we stop and pick up Rosie Cotton on the way? She smells so good.
Think on the whispers of the wise, thoughts filled with prayers and cooling pies. Here's where love has been. That's what you have seen. With eyes only watching what is young, and ears only hearing smoothest tongues, a wayward wives. You never find peace with the lost or with the found. Scenes of our bodies on the ground. When will you come? When will you come Are we all just too cool to care? Or is it a limbo between being too self-conscious and a lot more self-aware? And why has it become almost nostalgic to speak out against what is being lost or found or left around or taken irreplaceably from our ground? And so I sing to quell this wild surge of desire just to do something, and I pray for mobility of expression to pose questions in this vulnerable state. Cause there's one thing I'll always know that is true, and that's that I've never been scared of getting old. Are you?
right, my cats and kittens, that of course was Soul Tax and my favorite tune by them called Faux Waltz. And that's about what we got for this week, my cats and kittens. I would like very much to send a heartfelt shout out and thank you to all those groups, all those people, you know who you are, who have been special guests on the show so far and made the show the success that it is. And we do claim it a success because we're still above ground. We'd like to remind you that this weekend, my cats and kittens, is a very special weekend in Denton. April 27th through the 29th is, of course, the Denton Arts and Jazz Festival. Y'all come out there. We got DentonRadio.com people and all of our good friends playing all weekend long. And don't forget to purvey the vendors out there. There's a lot of good food, a lot of good drinks. There's a million things for the kids to do. It's just a weekend, and it is a special Denton weekend, my cats and kittens. So make sure that you make it out there sometime, and make doubly sure that you make it out to the celebration stage at 9:30 p.m. Saturday night to catch yours truly, Bone Doggie, and my Hickory Street Hellraisers. That will be a treat. We promise to put on a good show for you. So we are going to say Auf Wiedersehen, so long, goodbye to the 15th episode. We will be back next week, where I believe our special guest is going to be Mr. Robert Torres, and we're going to talk a little poetry and theater with Robert. But in the meantime, my cats and kittens, we would like to remind you to keep listening to DentonRadio.com, and also tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. for Doggy Time. And as always, if you want to listen to Doggy Time anytime, you can click the little button there on the Denton Radio player, and it will take you to our blog, which is DentonRadioblog.com, where you can hear the latest episodes or back episodes, and hear some of the tidbits that you've heard tonight, as well as interviews and just plain old good old-fashioned family fun. So, without further ado, we are going to go out on a high note. This is a tune by yours truly and the Hickory Street Hellraisers. Give you a little preview of what you're going to hear Saturday night. This is a lovely little tune off of our CD, A Little Bar in Texas. It is the title track, A Little Bar in Texas. And you are listening to Doggy Time on DentonRadio.com. Can you dig it? I knew that you could.
Some commotion in the alcoholic ocean. A whiskey voice is heard above the din. You're a bastard, Will O'Grady. Get your mitts off my old lady. No, she was with me when I first come in. Then the people start to waddle. Some damn fool will pull the throttle. to kid us over someone's shoes. Then another one took umbrage to deliver some comeuppance while the band up on the stage was playing the blues. Then the bodies start to flying through the air, and it's curtains for the tables and the chairs. You bet there's no denying we're gonna have a riot, and the Doggie and the Hellraisers are there. Hoppa! When it all was over, there's not much to recover except splinters and the remnants of life. And the parties of this action sit back in satisfaction. It's a hell of a way to spend a Friday night. So we uprighted the tables and the chairs, and we walked ourselves into the morning air. You bet there's no denying next week another riot, and the Doggie and the Hellraisers were there. And the Doggie and the Hellraisers were there.